Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Beluga Whale, and welcome back to another Why Did I Win? And today's episode is going to be about Ekko. And this is the first Why Did I Win of Season 6, and I'm so glad that preseason's finally over. But the ladder hasn't reset, so this is definitely still a diamond commentary. And, but it's Season 6 now, Runic Echoes is out, and, Runic Ekko, I'm an Ekko main. First game, this is actually the first game I played on this, first jungle game I got to play on this patch. And I played Ekko, and this game was really intense. My heart was racing this whole game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Shout out to my enemy jungler. You guys will see, me and him we both played really, really well this game, and it was just really close. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so here we are loading to the game, and you can hear some music in the background. This is the Versus Augur Jern theme, which we've actually listened to before, but it's been a while. But it's more of an epic song, and not epic as in the overused childish way of saying cool. Epic as in that's actually a genre. It's more like that because this game definitely deserved it. So anyways, here are the teams. And let's we're on blue team and we don't want to see chat. Alright, so looking at both teams, I really should have gone tank Ekko this game. Like, looking at the team that we have and the team they have, we have two assassins top and mid, and AP, if you go tank Ekko, or I mean if you don't go tank Ekko, then you're an assassin Ekko. So really tank Ekko would have been best, but I wanted to try out Runic Echoes, of course, so we didn't go tank Ekko really at all. I actually brainstormed the build we're going to use in this game before the game, and it was just a way to get 40% CDR. I won't spoil it. You'll see it as it goes, but I think it's a pretty good build. I think it's actually really good, but there's one item you guys are going to think is weird, and you might want to trade that out, but if you want to play Ekko right now, like as soon as you watch this video you want to go play AP Ekko, just copy the build I used, because it gives you pretty good sustain, a lot of damage, and you don't instantly die. So anyways, as for team versus team, we have Gangplank top and they have Vlad top. We have Talon mid and they have Zed mid. And then we have Tristana Lux bottom and they have Lulu Kate bottom. So Vlad is pretty easy to gank. His only escape is his pool, and if his pool's down, it has a really long cooldown, so you can just gank him again right after that. And then he's either going to have to flash or he's going to die. Mid, Zed is extremely hard to gank. But if he commits to fighting Talon, then he's actually pretty easy because he does only have the one dash and it's on a really long cooldown. And then bot lane, Caitlyn's very easy to gank for the same reason. She has one dash and she moves kind of slowly. And then Lulu is pretty hard to gank but doesn't have any dashes. So really, no lane looks impossible to gank, just not super easy either. There's not a certain lane I want to camp this game. As for what I started at red buff because I didn't want to be invaded by Lee Sin, because if you're playing Ekko, most people know that Ekko has a weak first clear, which he does. And sorry, I got distracted. You guys already saw the Runes of Masteries. I was just thinking I need to add those in because I didn't say it in the intro. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. Ekko has a very weak first clear. And because of that, he can be punished by champions like Lee Sin. So when you're versus someone like Lee Sin, or Pantheon, or Nunu, or really any champion that can kill you quickly, so not Nunu in that sense, but, Rengar, Kha'Zix, any of those, you probably want to start at a buff and then go ahead and get onto the other side of the jungle so you don't get screwed over at level 1. So that's why I started at red. I did Raptors because they're just the quickest thing to clear, and if Lee Sin had showed there, I can run to mid lane very easily. I killed this blue, and notice how I didn't actually last hit it here. By the way, you can kite around things once you have the red buff, and it'll save you a little bit of life, but I didn't really do a good job of that here. But what I did do is, oh yeah, also, one more thing about jungling on Ekko. So your W does bonus damage on auto attacks when they're below 40% life, and 40% of 2,000 is 600. So if the monster gets to 1,000 life, then you can smite it, because your smite's going to do about 410 damage right now, and then you'll start doing bonus damage on all your auto attacks after that, and that's theoretically the fastest way to possibly clear with Ekko. So you can do that. I've been doing that in my Ekko games. Here, I see Lee Sin's going to gank mid, so I'm just going to come for a counter gank. Notice how I don't start this gank, because like we said just a minute ago, Ekko is a really weak early game fighter. You scale really hard. Once you hit level 6, you're crazy fighting. But right now, if I start this gank, I'm just going to die because 1, Lee Sin has a lot more health than me, and 2, Lee Sin and Zed are very strong early game fighters. And while Ekko isn't bad, he's not nearly on this level. So what I need to do is counter gank here. I don't need to initiate. Some people would walk up and think they have the advantage because they see Lee, but that's not the case. So I'm going to wait here, and I know that Lee's going to try to come in. You know, it's obvious he's going to try to gank. Zed comes in, uses his W. I'm going to go ahead and place my stun on the Talon, because what this does, Talon actually pathed wrong. You should have pathed up. But what this does is if both of these melee champions are trying to hit my Talon, I'm going to stun them, and it's going to give him an escape route. So that's why I placed it on him and not on the Zed, because I'm more worried about making sure Talon lives than I am making sure I stun one of them. And chances are I'm going to stun both of them in this case. So Zed flashes once he sees I'm about to hit a stun. And then I do stun the Lee Sin. And then we're going to burst him down really quickly. Obviously I've got my 3 hits and I've got my Q. I do a decent amount of damage because I am the offensive Ekko. We're going to kill him. The Zed ignited the Talon. That's the only reason I went aggro here. Because Zed will do bonus damage on autos to me with his W. Is it his W? Or is it his E? One of these, or maybe it's his passive, sorry. Okay, so Zed's going to do bonus damage to me, and Zed just does more damage than Ekko at this level. So if he had Ignite, I definitely couldn't have fought this, but since he ignited, I'm going to keep going aggro. He's going to play it wrong, and he, what happened there when he bursted, and there's a lot of emote spam this game. I'm going to spam it, Zed's going to spam it, and Lee Sin's going to spam it, just for your information. But anyways, what happened there, I used the Q to slow him, and then I E'd away from him. And what that does is it gives me an escape route if he kept rushing me, and that's really what the Zed should have done. But he started to run away, that's why I said he played it wrong, and then I'm going to E in when my Q's going to land on him. Both of those are going to nuke his health. I didn't actually do 200 damage with my E at the first rank of it. The E and the Q and the third hit from my passive, it's really big nuke. So we get a good counter gank off. Talon unfortunately died, but I came out of it ahead, and I definitely carried my team this game. Once again, when I say that, I'm not trying to be cocky or rude to my teammates, but, you know, some games you carry and some games you get carried. That's just how the game works. It's not like, I'm not trying to downplay my team. They all played very well, but I was the carry this game. So it's a good thing I got ahead. And then here you can see Lee Sin's invading me, and this Lee Sin did a really good job of invading me pretty much this whole game. But what he messes up on here is he forgets that Ekko's E is actually a blink. So we can watch it again. I'm going to E over the wall after him. And actually, I have the Aether Wisp, and Aether Wisp gives you bonus movement speed. So right now, I have more movement speed than Lee Sin, even though it's just a little bit, but I'm going to be able to catch up with him. You can't see it, but my E couldn't reach him quite yet. That's why it took me a second. And then as soon as I aggro on him, he actually ward hops over, and then since your E is a blink, I'm going to blink after him. And he uses his E to slow me, was his intention, but all that does is it's going to aggro the dragon, and then he's definitely dead once the dragon starts hitting him. And then as you can see, we have the emote span. Emotes come out this whole game. So yeah, I'm doing really well. Now I'm going to go ahead and come gank bot because I just, Lee Sin didn't do any damage to me, and Lulu came up to try to save Lee Sin, so she was out of place. I'm just going to go onto her. I'm going to use my E and my Q. Your Q is a slow. You don't always have to lead with your W, and in cases like this where they know you're coming, you really shouldn't lead with your W because it stops your movement, and they're probably going to be able to dodge it. So what I did was E'd, I Q'd her for the slow, and then I throw out my W to where she's going to be if she runs straight to her turret. If she didn't run straight to her turret, she was going to die. Once again, emotes. If she didn't run straight to her turret, she was going to die if she tried to juke my stun. So either way, she's pretty much guaranteed dead at that point since she didn't have flash. So I'm going to get her. The Caitlyn can't do much. The Lulu's dead, and we can't dive the Caitlyn or anything. So it ends there. But now, as you can see, I already have 4 kills. 4 kills in 6 minutes. I did insanely well early game, but I did actually slow down mid game, and it was just because this Lee Sin started to, I don't know if this Lee Sin had like full attack damage runes, because, or if I'm just not used to playing damage Ekko, because I usually do play tank Ekko. I prefer tank Ekko, but because I prefer tank champions. But anyways, I don't know what it was, but this Lee Sin did so much damage to me, and he actually gets quite a few kills on me mid game because I wasn't reacting properly to it. But then we get back into it late game, so just letting you know. But here, I run into Lee Sin. I thought I had a huge advantage because I had my ult, but once again, he does a ton of damage, and Lulu was there to help him. However, he chases my Lux too far. I'm gonna hit another stun on him, and Vlad actually teleports in and flash ults me, but luckily he didn't hit a single spell on me, and I actually live with 5 HP. So lucky me, I didn't lose my streak there to them, but I do eventually die, so I guess I lose the streak either way. But anyways, luckily Talon didn't get, not Talon. I don't know why I'm calling Vlad Talon. Vlad didn't get anything out of that, so we're not that far behind. Lux died, we killed Lee Sin for a trade, and I got super ahead. So I got my Runic Echoes, And we can talk about the build a little bit. I won't talk about the whole thing, but basically on Ekko, it's really important that you get Zonias. And you guys know that if you've seen my older Ekko videos or any of my damage Ekko videos, you have to get Zonias on damage Ekko. But also, that was when Runeglaive existed. You really need a Spellblade on Ekko too. That's why I always get Frozen Gauntlets on my tank Ekko. And now you're going to have to get Lichbane on Jungle Ekko. But the thing is, Lichbane... Well, you can't see it right now because I can't access the shop, but Lichbane scales with 75% of your base attack damage and then some of your AP, obviously. And Sheen scales with 100% of your base attack damage. So what that means is that Lichbane isn't that efficient until you already have some AP. And Sheen is actually better early game. So what you can do is, and what I'm going to do in this game, is I'm going to rush Runic Echoes, obviously, because you have to rush that. And then I'm going to buy a Sheen, and I'm just going to leave it there. Not going to do anything else with the Sheen. It gives you 10% CDR, and it gives you a Spellblade, which is really good on Ekko. Then I'm going to finish my Zonias, because Zonias is mandatory on Ekko, and you have to get Zonias. After Zonias, you're going to go back, finish the Lichbane, and then you can build what you want from there. So that's pretty much my first impressions on this new item and how it's going to work with Ekko. This isn't the case for all AP junglers, like certainly Elise, I'm definitely not going to rush Zonias on her, but Zonias is very, very important on Ekko, so that's what the build's going to be. So anyways, we know that Vlad flashed because he just flashed to ult me bot lane, so I decided I'm going to come straight top. I don't get any of my jungle just because I'm going to go ahead and punish Vlad because as we said, Vlad only has one kind of escape, and he's a pretty easy kill. So I come in, I missed the stun just barely on him. I was expecting him to... I actually played that pretty poorly because I was expecting him to move at all, but he didn't move at all. I could have just placed the stun on him and got a free one. But either way, he uses his W, and then because he uses W and I have this pink warded, I know this isn't warded, so I'm just going to come back for a return gank. However, unfortunately, Gangplank couldn't push that fast, so we're not going to get that great of a gank off. I do hit the stun this time because I knew exactly where he was going to run. He's not going to run into me. He's obviously going to run up here, so I stun him. And then I get my full combo on him, but unfortunately, Gangplank just barely can't kill him. If Gangplank had ran up and melee auto-attacked him, he definitely would have died, but Gangplank isn't able to do that. But then Gangplank knows what we have to do here. He has to tank it, because if I tank it coming from this way, there's no way I live going all the way through the turret. So Gangplank comes in, tanks it, Vlad uses his W, which was, either Vlad used his W then and lived for a little bit longer, or he didn't use it and he died to Gangplank. So basically Gangplank played that perfectly. At that point, Vlad was dead either way, and I'm going to come in for the kill. And on tank Ekko, I would never go for this many kills for myself, but damage Ekko, and if you're going to be building Runic Echoes, just take them all. Take them all, because this item's pretty good right now. I don't think it's overpowered, but it certainly gives a lot of strength to AP junglers that I don't think was there before. Because, okay, so before you always got Runeglaive, but you didn't always get Luden's Ekko, but now you always get a Luden's Ekko, quote, quote, and then you're probably going to get a Runeglaive, quote, quote, because you need Lichbane. And then here, we can actually watch me outplay the mess out of this Lee Sin, and this is where the Lee Sin invades really started to happen, and they just keep coming over and over. But anyways, I'm doing my Raptors. Basically, you want to walk to the side of Raptors so you hit all three of them with your Q on the way there and on the way back, and then I almost killed them. Lee Sin comes around the corner. I'm going to instantly E over. He's going to ward hop. And I figured, I don't know, he just missed his Q. That was just his bad. But the reason that I ran up here and not towards the turrets was because I knew Lee Sin. I was expecting him to ward hop and insta-shoot his Q over. Actually, I didn't expect him to save it, but he does miss me, luckily. And then I actually have more movement speed than him, if you remember, because I already have Runic Echoes, and it gives you 10% movement speed. And all Lee Sin has are, he doesn't even have boots, so I'm way faster than Lee Sin right now with boots 1 and Runic Echoes. So as long as he doesn't hit his Q, I can actually completely be fine here. Also, I have this movement speed up here, so as soon as he misses one Q, I was fine. When you're running from someone like this, make sure that you throw your Q back at them. And here, I predict he's going to shoot it at me again. He actually flashes in, but as soon as he flashes, I ease away. I get my second proc, my Q here, and then I'm going to be able to get away. He was a little bit too much health for my third hit to kill him, or else I would have just killed him there. But here, I'm just going to actually speed this up, because all that happens is Gangplank paths the wrong way, Vlad's there, and then all we're going to do is sit here at the turret, and these two are going to try to stop us from backing for like a whole solid minute. See, it's just them running up, hitting stuff on us, running back, blah, 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 blah. And I eventually get out. So, not a big deal there. I just was able to dodge the Lee Sin things, and because of this new item's movement speed, you're going to be fine. Also, because of that, you don't really need to finish your boots until pretty late, a lot later than you used to have to, because I already have 402 movement speed, and I bet Caitlyn, just as an example, AD carries are usually really slow. So see, she only has 350 with boots 1, and I already have 405 with boots 1. 402, sorry. Then here, my Talon's gonna die. I didn't come here just to kill steal and BM my Talon, and he wasn't really mad, but you know, he put the question marks like, what the heck, dude? He was going to die, and I would much rather kill steal him and save letting Zed get that gold than to try to let Talon maybe get the kill and then maybe die, and I was gonna kill Zed afterwards either way. Here, I come by, I just catch Lulu warding, so she's just in an insta-bad spot. Gangplank ult comes in, and we're going to clean that off. And now I'm 8-0. I'm already legendary at 11 minutes, so not doing too bad. But then here, look how much damage this Lee Sin does. This is what I was talking about, how I guess I'm just not used to playing damage Ekko, because I could have ulted as soon as I saw Lee Sin, but just watch. So he comes in, he Qs me, he ults me, and then I'm already dead. All he had to do was E me after that. That's crazy that just completely did my full health bar. But, that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's over now, so there's nothing I can do about it. And that happens a lot. I died to Lee Sin quite a lot in this mid game, like I said, just because he does so much damage, it just throws me off. But as you can see, I am going to be going for that Zhonya's right now. Normally, I would recommend finishing your boots before you go for your Zhonya's, and I am going to finish my boots. But since Lee Sin was killing me, I really needed to get at least Seeker's Arm Guard immediately, get some armor, and then hopefully live. Here, the enemy bot lane makes it very obvious how they're going to path chasing my Tristana. I throw out the Icon BM. We killed the Caitlyn, and then Lux hits a flash on Lee Sin, and I was actually pretty pissed at Lee Sin since he had just killed me, so I'm going to go ahead and flash on him and secure the kill. And then we get a free dragon because their jungler died at dragon. That means that dragon's pretty much free. Now I'm going to jungle for a little bit because I really don't want to keep forcing fights until I can get my Zhonya's, just because of how quickly that Lee Sin killed me. Like, I want to try to avoid him if possible, but as you can see here, he is in my jungle again. I actually shouldn't have ulted there, but it didn't cost me my life, but we can watch this. So I kill my red, and then Lee Sin, I don't know how he... Well, okay, they had it warded here, and I guess it was just Lulu and Lee Sin warding up my jungle really well that caused them to pressure me so much, but there was so much pressure on me in this game. But anyways, so Lee Sin's going to show up. I saw the ward die, so I knew he was coming. That's why I didn't immediately path around the corner. He ward hops in, he kicks me, and he luckily misses his Q. He actually did that a lot. That was really the only real mistakes that he made, and if he hadn't made those, he probably would have got a lot more kills on me, but he misses that. And then, like I said, I shouldn't have really ulted here. It just put me at risk of Lee Sin, but... I lived, and then Lee Sin comes in, I have the stun up, and then notice how I don't run into the stun until the very last second, just to make sure that Lee Sin didn't dash to my Lux. He doesn't, and then I'm going to go back to jungling. I kill my wolves, and then I ward, or I smite the wolves, because when you're getting invaded this much, that's what you do. You really need to smite the wolves, and then see if you're going to keep getting invaded, so you can do something about it. But, unfortunately, even though I smited wolves, I pretty much still get screwed over at this blue. Lee Sin wards, and then as soon as he warded and my smite was on cooldown because I just smited wolves, he gets the blue for free because his smite was up, and then he's just going to leave our jungle. And I'm going to kill the Gromp for my pity funds, I guess, and that's all I can do. Here, I killed this Scuttle. Also, that's what you want to do. You want to smite your wolves, and you want to kill Scuttles as much as you can. When you're getting invaded this much, just try to get as much vision as you can, and then hopefully you can stop it. So here, Vlad, once again, he's a super easy gank. Even if he has flash, when you send 3 people up against Vlad, he's going to die. Unless if he's obscenely fed, like if you guys saw my solo queue highlights video. Unless if you're that fed, he's going to die. So we go ahead and get the kill. Now I'm 10-1. Actually kind of sad how much I died this game, but it was just a rough... I mean, this Lee Sin was really, really good. Is why I died so much. So here, he's back in my jungle, and this time I'm not going to play games with him. As soon as he... oh no, this wasn't that time. So I guess red buff killed me there. I was actually wondering in game because I checked the death recap, and the death recap is supposed to tell you, like the top thing on the death recap is supposed to be what actually killed you, no matter how much damage it did to you. But the top thing on the death recap was his ult. So I guess his red buff just killed me there, but it did a lot more damage than I was expecting. I could have ulted. Just a mistake on my part, just underestimating that Lee Sin's damage again. But I'm pretty close to my Zhonya's. I do actually finish my boots before I get my Zhonya's just because I could afford them, as you can see here. If there's no reason to... So buying this boots is going to make me do a lot more damage and give me more mobility, which is going to help me a lot. So there's no reason to starve myself with that just to wait on Zhonya's, when after I get these boots, next time I'm back, I'm probably going to be able to get the Zhonya's. So that's what I do. I kill these raptors, and Vlad is AFK pushing top. Gangplank was helping us because Lee Sin had so much pressure early game. Even though I was so fed, Lee Sin just has... This is just what Lee Sin does. Lee Sin just bullies the crap out of weaker junglers early game. So Gangplank roams a lot to help us, and that's good. However, it just means that Vlad's going to take top, and Vlad actually gets this turret pretty soon too. So ideally, our Gangplank would have stayed top and just wave cleared, but I don't think, one, he could lane versus Vlad very well, and two, he just wanted to help, like I said, because we were struggling so much. So here we go mid. The Lee Sin is a little bit out of place, so I'm going to try to catch him, but we're not going to be able to do anything because I'm not Tank Ekko, and I did actually die a little bit kind of later game because I was playing like Tank Ekko. On Tank Ekko, you obviously initiate fights, but on Damage Ekko, you can't really initiate fights unless if you get a huge multi-man stun. And here, once again, Lee Sin kills me. I underestimate his damage. My team is going to get a lot of kills on this cleanup though, so that's really good. This is what really got my Tristana in the game, and luckily it wasn't just me in the game. You know, if you're the sole carry on Ekko, it's going to be pretty hard to win because on Tank Ekko, it's a lot easier to win. And Damage Ekko is just harder. That's just all there is to it. Damage Ekko is harder to play than Tank Ekko. But I finally finished my Zhonya's. I don't watch Tristana anymore. And next, I'm definitely going for that Lich Bane. And my build's actually coming together pretty nicely now. Now that I have Zhonya's, I really shouldn't die much more at all. Unless if the team super focuses me, which they do. But basically, I should be a little bit better. Here, the Lulu almost dies, but she has her ultimate and her shield, so she's going to get a free 900 life for no reason. And then, once again, I underestimate my enemies. I guess this happened literally 4 times in a row. I underestimated my enemy's damage and not ulting, and I died just used to playing Tank Ekko. I still have Ekko mechanics. Like, I can still hit my stuns and stuff, but I'm just really overestimating my tankiness pretty much. But anyways, it's okay. Next, I'm going to be going Lich Bane, and really, once we start team fighting, we have a pretty good team fight. They do too, but since I'm so fed, if I get a good ult at all, then we're pretty much going to win the team fight. And here, like I said, I guess they had superior wards in our jungle. They're going to kill me there. I don't have to rewind it. All that happened was they had it warded. Lee Sin started on me, and then Zed ulted me to finish me off. But since Zed ulted me, my Talon is going to be able to clean him up. However, I think Talon does die. Yeah, Talon does die to the rest of the enemies. But like I said, they just had, as you can see, this Lee Sin just had immense pressure on me early game. He killed, even though he's only killed me twice so far, but he's taken a lot of my camps, and he just has wards everywhere. And then here, we can actually talk about this fight, because I actually played it decently. If we can see me. Okay. Oh, let me speed it up, sorry. Alright, so what I do here is I jump onto the Lee Sin, and then once again, this is not a case where you would lead with your W, because the only times you really lead with your W is when, 1, it's 5v5 and you're just sieging, or 2, the enemy can't see you. When the enemy can see you run up like this, all I need to do is E in, Q, and then I can throw my W after that. But here, Lee Sin's going to turn on me, so what I'm going to do is throw down my W as fast as I can, and then Zhonya's. And then what that does is, if they stay on me to get the last hit when I die, they'll get stunned by my W, and if they leave me alone, I'm going to be able to live for a little bit longer, which is what I did. We're able to kill the Lee Sin, and then we're able to kill the Lulu, and we're able to kill the Caitlyn. So that's a 3-for-1. And I guess this was kind of the downfall of my enemy team too, how much pressure they put on me. It makes sense because I got really fed early, but Ekko's one of those champions that he's so difficult to actually get dead because of his ultimate, that if you focus too much on him, his team's probably going to be able to clean you up. Here, the Zed dove my Gangplank. Oh, I did actually hit a nasty ult on this Vlad, but anyways, all that happens here is Zed dives Gangplank, and then because of that, we're going to kill the Zed. Notice how I don't use my E until after Zed goes away, because Zed's obviously not going to stay under the turret. And then I actually hit my stun on Zed, which was pure luck, and I didn't even need to hit my stun to kill Zed, but that's what happened. And I'm going to go on this Vlad, however, I'm going to have to run away, because obviously I'm taking a lot of damage. And then as soon as my ult got into Vlad's range, I'm going to ult back, that's going to be a huge nuke, and then I'm going to auto attack him once. The auto does a ton of damage, because 1, I have a Sheen, 2, he was in W passive range, and I think my Runic Echoes might hit him too. Then here, Lee Sin comes to invade me again. Of course, you know, he's always invading me, but luckily this is another one of those cases where he ulted me, but he couldn't actually Q me that time. He didn't miss it. He couldn't actually do it because he was out of energy. And then because of that, I have so much movement speed that I'm going to be able to get away from him. There's really not much he can do. And yeah, here I can't kill him, but now I know at this point he can't kill me, and I had Zhonya's back up, so I'm pretty safe right now, even though it doesn't look like it at all. So I'm going to kill this, but then I was actually out of mana, and definitely don't want to hang around when you're out of mana. Even though I didn't have my ult quite up yet, still, there's no reason to be there if you're out of mana on Ekko. So I smite the Raptors, and I knew Lee Sin ward hopped over, because you guys saw him ward hop over not long ago, so I come down here with my Raptors to get a free ward. That's not technically the best way you can use Raptors. You want to use Raptors to clear wards that you can't see, not wards that you know are there. But also, when you try to do that, sometimes you waste Raptors. So if you want to clear a ward that you know is there with the Raptors, that's fine. But technically, that's not the best way to use it. So now I go back to base, and next up is going to be Spirit Visage, which you guys probably should have guessed. If you know about Ekko, which you probably do if you're watching this video. Spirit Visage is going to make my ult heal me a lot more, and it's going to give me some magic resist, and their Vlad was actually doing pretty well this game. Score-wise, it doesn't look like it, but he has 50 more farm than our top laner, and 80 more farm than our mid laner. So he was doing pretty well. So I'm going to get Zhonya's, or not Zhonya's, Spirit Visage to try to live from him, and the ult, increased healing, and the increased base health are all going to help me just stay alive, and that's really what I was trying to build for at this point. Oh yeah, here I had the trackers on the wrong key. I always have Zhonya's on my 3 key whenever I play mid, and I always have trackers on my 3 key. 3 key is my favorite key, so I always have trackers there when I don't have Zhonya's. And when I do have Zhonya's, I put it there, and then here I tried to board the bush, accidentally Zhonya's. It doesn't actually cost me anything, but that's what happened. So you guys know. But here, enemy was kind of trying to do this dragon. What I'm going to do here, or what I'm looking to do, is just sketch out this Caitlyn, because as you saw, Caitlyn was split pushing this whole time, and my team actually chases Lee Sin and Lulu up here. So if I catch Caitlyn in this bush, then she's going to pretty much insta-die to me before Lulu and Lee can get down there, and then I can just ult out if I need to, or whatever. So I throw on my W. I figured Caitlyn was around here. Unfortunately, I think they had rewarded because she wasn't. Kind of expected her to walk up this way, but she didn't do that. She actually gets out of the stun. If she hadn't, she would have definitely instantly died. But E onto her, Q afterwards. Another reason that you want to use your Q after your E is because your Q, it can't miss after you E, obviously. And it does slow when it's in that. When it hits someone, it starts slowing, so it's really good to use after your E. And then here, we do kill the Caitlyn. I do the BM Mastery emote, because that was the standard this game, and we're gonna get the dragon. So right now we're up 3 dragons, and if you guys remember, I'm gonna keep saying this every time that it comes up, but basically first dragon is the most important dragon, third dragon's also really good, and then 5th dragon is of course most important other than first dragon. I would honestly rank first dragon over 5th, just because first dragon you're always gonna get pretty much. However, if you're shutting the enemy out, every single one of your dragons gets a lot more gold value, because the enemy's not getting that first dragon, which is the most important dragon to get. So even though in this fast meta you don't usually hit 5 dragons as a win condition, you should still shut out the enemy's dragons if you can, just to deny them that damage boost. If you can't deny them, or if you can't shut them out, then don't worry about it. But here, so basically, if the enemy doesn't have a single dragon, keep getting dragons. If they have one, don't worry about it anymore. Focus on turrets. Alright, here, my team gets into a fight, and I throw my stun on my teammates once again. That's a really safe way to do it when you're versus a bunch of melees, because I was pretty sure Lee Sin was going to come in. I hit the stun on him, and I'm going to face tank this Caitlyn ult for the Tristana, because Tristana has a red, and I'm pretty low health anyways. So with Tristana with a red, she's going to be able to auto the melees, and they're not going to be able to get to her. And me, if I let Tristana die, I do decent damage, but I wasn't really at the most health anyways, so I might as well tank it. So I tank it, and then here you actually see me using my Zhonya's. The reason I used my Zhonya's here was not only because I was kind of scared for my life, but 2, my ult was about to come up. So using Zhonya's made my ult up, and then if I was at risk of dying, I could just ult and I would be fine. However, I wasn't at risk. My team's going to go ahead and clean them up, and we get an ace, but don't always wait until your ult's up to use your Zhonya's, because Zhonya's is for 3.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds. So if your ult's in 2 seconds or less, you can Zhonya's then, and then you'll have your ult, and it's a lot safer. So now I'm 15-6-6, pretty good score, and I think I actually slow down on getting kills a lot at this point. Basically, the only reason I stopped getting kills was because the enemy team focuses me every single fight from now on, just every fight, always focus Ekko. But whatever, I guess I deserved it because I was doing so well. Anyways, I'm going to wave clear. I've almost got my Spirit Visage, and once I get my Spirit Visage, that's actually a pretty big power spike because Lulu pretty much won't do damage at all to me anymore. Vlad will do a lot less, and my ult will heal me for a lot more. So I'm going to try to power farm up to Visage before we get in another team fight. Here I'm just hanging out with my team, and I think we just start sieging. Not much to say about sieging. What you do when you're sieging on Ekko is just hang out in the back and you throw out your W's, and if it looks like you're going to be able to catch a lot of people in your W, you go on it. Here, Lee Sin actually starts pathing down instead of up, so I figured we could do a lot of damage to this Lee Sin because he's in a pretty bad place. However, Gangplank wasn't quite there, and they have a really strong team fight, like I said earlier. Vlad, Lulu, Lee Sin, and Zed to clean up, and Caitlyn just to stay in the back. They have a really good team fight. We had a pretty good one too, but basically, unless if we get one of my stun initiations, we really shouldn't be starting fights. So this was kind of my mistake. I do dodge the Lee Sin Q, luckily. And I'm going to go ahead and Zhonya's just because I didn't want to get focused down. You can see the Zed. Once the Zed W'd me, I figured he was going to try to go on me. I actually ult way too early, and that's the reason that I die here. We do kill the Ekko, the Zed back, but he ignites me, that's why I die. But if I had let Zed hit me a little bit and then ulted when his ult. So I ulted as soon as he ulted me, and because of that, he didn't really get to do much with his ultimate. But the best way to do it is to ult when Zed's ult's about to pop, because then you're going to heal all the damage he did, and he doesn't do the extra damage to you. So that's what I should have done. I played that wrong. Just my fault. And then the rest of my team dies because I don't really know why they died. Zed focused me down. I guess Lee Sin got a... No, Lee Sin saved his ult till the end. I guess it just was all of their AoE. They're going to be able to win this team fight. And then as you can see, this was a really close game. Lee Sin was doing really well, but I was doing a little bit better. I did outplay Lee Sin early game, so that's what got us the early lead. But there's still another 10 minutes, so we can keep talking about it. So I finished my Spirit Visage, and before long, you're going to see the last mystery item. Right now I'm at 30% CDR because I have 10% from this, 10% from this, and then I have 10% from my runes, which you saw at the beginning of this. I do really like those runes over magic resist runes simply because it opens up a lot of build paths on both kinds of Ekko. But if you don't have cooldown runes, you don't have cooldown runes, and this build's only going to get you 30% CDR, not 40%. But anyways, so my next item is just going to give me 10% CDR. I won't say what it is, but you can start guessing, I guess, if you want. And now I'm just farming. Vlad died, but we still can't really do much. We did just lose a team fight, so my team's kind of playing a little bit scared. But here, Zed catches out Gangplank, and he does definitely kill the Gangplank. But now I have so much movement speed that I'm just going to chase this Ekko down, because one, I can definitely 1v1 him because he ulted the Gangplank. And two, I can definitely catch him because I have so much movement speed. However, Lulu comes in to save Zed, as she tends to do, but as soon as she shields Zed, Zed's going to get movement speed, so I'm just going to focus Lulu. Lulu ults, and then I get my third hit on her. It does almost all of her life. Lux also ults, so I get my third hit on her, and then Lux ult hits both of them, so they get really low. I throw down my W, and then here, I can just Zhonya's before they kill me. Not a big deal. If Zed hadn't died to Tristana, he would have got stunned, and I would have killed him afterwards. And then my Tristana actually kills the Lulu as well. So, really good fight for our team there. Oh yeah, and then here's where I actually super carry this team fight. So, not trying to be rude, but I actually carry this team fight. So what I do is I recall back to base. I buy my... I don't know if I did buy an item. Okay, I didn't buy an item, but I waited till I was pretty much full life, and I'm going to ult back in. And now, what they thought was a 2v2 that they definitely would have won because Vlad's so strong because of all of his farm, and Lee Sin's so strong because, as you can see, Lee Sin's really strong. They thought they were going to get an easy fight, but as soon as I came back, we instantly win the fight. I come in, I kill the Vlad, I'm going to tank the Caitlyn shot for the Tristana because there's no reason for me to let Tristana get low. At this point, I do have some pretty tanky items. And then Lee Sin's going to die. My Spirit Visage plus Dangerous Game is going to keep me alive there, luckily. And they killed the Caitlyn too. So, not a lot of people do that on Ekko, and I know it's pretty hard to actually time your ult like that because your ult stays for 4 seconds. So basically, as soon as you hit the fountain, you have 4 seconds to hit R. And if you do it too late, obviously, you'll stay in base. And if you do it too early, you might not have enough health to go back and you might just die. But after 20 minutes, once you get home guard buff, it's really not that hard to do. And it can turn the fight in team fights like that because the enemy definitely saw me recall and they thought they were safe, but they forgot that Ekko can go anywhere on the map if his shadow's there or if his time thing. So here, I think this was another not too great fight. Basically, Lulu's way out of place right now when she's trying to harass Talon. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my stun down where I think she's going to run. I almost stun her, but she moves so quickly because she's Lulu, and then they focus me down. I'm going to Zonia's, and then, as you know, after you use Zonia's, you can just ult, and then because of that, you'll heal, 1, a lot of the damage you did before you Zonia's, and 2, you're going to damage all the people that are around you trying to finish you out. So I use my Zonia's, I heal for 570 life, and then I'm going to E and get the hell out of there until my team comes, and basically, all that did was I didn't die, and we got Lulu's ult, and we got, well, that's pretty much all that we got, but at least we didn't, no one died, so, you know, made the best out of a bad situation, pretty much, is the best way for me to say it. So, now, as you saw, someone DC'd, I think they came back, though. I feel like all the enemies are here, unless if Zed's the one that DC'd. I can't see him right now. Actually, we can, let's cheat, find out where Zed is. Huh, Zed comes back really soon. There's no way Zed stayed DC'd this whole game. But anyways, yeah, see, he's already back. Okay, so what we need to do as a team here is, 1, maybe catch someone out if we can, and we are going to catch this Lee Sin out. Or 2, we really need to avoid straight team fights, so what we can do is get our side lane pushing and start dancing at Baron, so then if one enemy goes and defends bot, we get the Baron, and if no one defends bot, we might get a turret, and then we can just start sieging and open inhib. That's pretty much our only play right now. However, unless we catch somebody out, like this Lee Sin, I'm not going to E to the Lee Sin, obviously, because Lee Sin's definitely going to ward hop over the wall. I know it so well that I pretty much go over the same time as him, and then I'm going to start wailing on him. However, he ults me, but I'm not playing around this time. I'm going to instantly ult as soon as he ults me, and then I'm going to get out, and basically we got, once again, the Lulu ult. We got a few cooldowns, and we didn't lose anything for it. Talon comes in, he almost kills the Caitlyn, but he doesn't get her, but that doesn't really matter. I come around the back. I have pretty good life, and then as you can see, we actually have the mystery item. It's Will of the Ancients. Will of the Ancients. Along with this kit, it gives you 40% CDR. It gives you 80 ability power, which is actually a lot. I mean, Lich Bane gives you 80 ability power, and Zonia's only gives you 100. So Will of the Ancients actually gives you a lot of ability power. Also, it obviously gives you a ton of sustain, and that sustain is increased with Spirit Visage, and it caps you out at 40% CDR. So that's why I'm getting it now on Ekko. I'm going to test play it a lot more. Like I said, this was the first game that I got to play jungle, but you know, I think it's really good. So here, basically, we caught somebody out. We get into kind of a little team fight. Zed ults me, and then I'm just not playing around. I'm just going to instantly Zonia's as soon as he ults me, because I have no intention of getting low health at all. My ult was on cooldown. No reason to mess around with these guys. And now we're pushing in towards the base. Lee Sin comes in, we scare him off. I'm just going to keep it sped up. Basically, this game is pretty much over at this point. We don't actually end here, but it's pretty much over. Here, Lee Sin, I don't have any mana left, unfortunately, and then Lee Sin's going to get the kill on me, and he does the spam. But he didn't even outplay me. The only reason he got to kill me is because he got to recall, and I was still pushing, and my mana wasn't full. But, you know, I'm not salty. No flame. No flame. So yeah, that's why the game doesn't end right now. And yeah, they get some kills, but they have an open nexus, and we have 4 dragons. So either they get Baron right now and try to push, they don't end. We get the 5th dragon, we beat them, because 5 dragons is a lot stronger than Baron. If you guys don't know, 5 dragons always beats Baron in a team fight. Either that happens, or 2, they don't do anything, they try to wave clear, which is really their best bet. All we have to do is get Baron, and then we can end. So pretty much the enemy lost at this point. They didn't surrender, but the only way that they win is if our team makes a huge mistake, and then probably another huge mistake after that. But that's not going to happen, because even though people throw in diamond, they don't throw 2 times in a row instantly, usually. So as for why did I win this game, this game was insane. It might not have looked like it on the too much on the commentary, just because if I had done a live commentary of this, it would have obviously been a lot more exciting, but I don't know when games are going to be good enough for commentaries or not. That's why I do post live. But was a really intense game. I mean, you should be able to tell I was involved in 31 kills. So if you don't think that's an intense game, I don't know what is. So we Lee Sin put a ton of pressure on me early. Like I said, the way that you counter that is, 1, you're just really good at your champion like I am at Ekko. 2, you get scuttlebugs because they give you vision, and 3, you smite your wolves because once again they give you vision. Other than that, Ekko, remember when you're ganking a lane, so say the enemy has 2 melee champions and you're counter ganking, put the W on your teammates. You saw that game, I think I did that 3 times, and I got double stuns pretty much every single time. And the reason that you do that is because you got to predict with Ekko's W. You don't throw your W based on where champions are at the moment. You have to kind of know what they're trying to do. So if they're trying to gank your teammate, throw it on your teammate, they'll go up, they'll get stunned by it, etc, etc. Also remember that you can use your ultimate to jump back into fights right after you recall, which can throw enemies off guard. Definitely did this game and won us that one team fight. And the other important thing is where you start on Ekko. If you're versus a bully jungler like Lee Sin, then you should start at your buff, clear your raptors, and clear your other buff. That's the quickest way you can get level 3 and get out of your jungle, because you're pretty much in danger as soon as the game starts when you're versus one of those bully junglers. But anyways, that's it for this gameplay. I'm definitely going to play a lot more Ekko with Runic Echoes, try it out a lot more. I like this build a lot, actually. I really like this build, but if it doesn't do well in my next few games, I'll switch it up and expect an in-depth Ekko guide in maybe next week or the week after that. Well, when I say next week, I mean not the coming Wednesday, but the one after that. This coming Wednesday, it's going to be a Lee Sin guide, if you guys didn't know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.